My boss never used my name. Not once. To her, I wasn't a person. I was just she. Oh, you're here. Again. Every morning, she said it like my existence annoyed her. She thought I was weak. She thought I needed the job too badly to fight back. And honestly, at first, she was right. But what she didn't realize was that the quiet employee she tried to break would eventually be the reason she lost everything. If you've ever worked under someone who abused their power, someone who made you feel small just because they could, you're going to love today's story. Hit like, subscribe, and settle in, because this is one of the most satisfying workplace revenge stories you'll hear today. Years ago, I moved to the UK and took a job in a care home. It wasn't glamorous. Long corridors that smelled faintly of disinfectant, fluorescent lights buzzing overhead, residents calling softly for help at all hours. It was hard work, but honest work, and I needed money. Badly. That's when I met Linda. Linda was the manager. An older English woman with perfectly styled hair, sharp lipstick, and the kind of smile that never reached her eyes. You know the type. Polite in front of supervisors, sweet with families visiting residents. But behind closed doors, she hated foreigners, and she didn't even try to hide it. The first week, I noticed something strange. She never said my name. Not hello, not good morning, just, she can do it. Tell her to clean this. Why is she standing there? I remember standing in the hallway once while she spoke about me, as if I wasn't even present. Then one morning she looked straight at me and said, "Oh, you're here. Again." No smile, no greeting, just irritation, like I was an inconvenience that kept returning. Most of the foreign workers were terrified of her. People needed visas, needed hours, needed references. Linda knew that, and she used it. She forced unpaid overtime. "Just stay another hour," she'd say, casually. But that hour was never paid. Many workers stayed anyway, afraid to lose their jobs. I didn't. My English was good, so she couldn't isolate me easily. She had to keep me on day shifts because communication with residents mattered. But I also refused to accept her nonsense. When my shift ended, I left. Every time. And oh, she hated that. One day, she demanded I cover another shift without notice. I calmly said no. Her smile froze. The next schedule came out. She removed me from work for an entire week. A punishment. No hours, no pay. She expected panic. Instead, I booked a holiday. Best accidental vacation of my life. When I returned, I could practically feel her anger vibrating through the room. That was when things became personal. After 3 exhausting months, I finally found another opportunity. I handed Linda my resignation. And that's when the bullying truly began. Suddenly, everything I did was wrong. I mopped wrong, washed dishes wrong, organized supplies wrong. She followed me around like a critic searching for flaws. "Your mother didn't teach you how to clean," she sneered one afternoon while inspecting the floor. I felt my chest tighten. My hands trembled. At first, I cried every night after work. I'd sit at home replaying every insult, wondering if maybe she was right. Maybe I really was useless. That's what constant humiliation does to you. It makes you question your own reality. Then one evening, something changed. I stopped crying. I remember staring at myself in the mirror and thinking, why am I giving her power over my emotions? Linda wanted reaction, fear, tears, resistance. She needed me to suffer. So I decided to do something unexpected. I stopped fighting and started agreeing. Next day, she approached me again. Linda, gosh, you are terrible at mopping. Your mother didn't teach you anything? Me, completely calm. Nope. She blinked, confused. Linda, then who cleaned your house? I looked straight at her. Servants. Her eyes widened. She didn't know how to respond. She expected shame. Instead, I gave her indifference. From that day forward, I agreed with everything. You're bad at your job. Yeah, probably. You'll never survive somewhere else. Maybe not. You're useless. I guess so. I stopped defending myself, stopped reacting, stopped caring. And something fascinating happened. She lost interest. Bullies thrive on resistance. Without emotional reward, they become powerless. So I leaned into it. If she said I was slow, I moved slower. If she said I couldn't handle responsibility, I avoided responsibility completely. Soon, my shifts changed. While everyone else handled heavy duties, lifting residents, rushing between rooms, I was assigned the easiest task imaginable: ironing bedsheets. That was it. 8-hour shifts. Just ironing. I stood there pressing sheets, listening to distant hallway chatter, feeling strangely peaceful. Linda walked past me like I didn't exist anymore. No insults, no lectures, no harassment. I had become invisible. And honestly, it felt incredible. The woman who tried to crush my confidence had finally given up. But my revenge wasn't finished yet, because I wasn't just surviving. I was watching, listening, learning. Working in that care home, I noticed things. Understaffed shifts, poor management decisions, residents not receiving proper attention. Linda wasn't just cruel, she was incompetent. And in a care home, incompetence isn't annoying. It's dangerous. So before leaving, I documented everything: schedules, incidents, patterns of mismanagement. Calmly, quietly, professionally. And once my employment officially ended, I filed a report with the Care Quality Commission, the authority responsible for inspecting care homes. No drama, no confrontation, just facts. Then I walked away. Weeks passed. I almost forgot about it. Until one day, I heard the news. The care home was investigated. Inspections revealed serious management failures. And Linda? She lost control of the facility. The place was taken away from her. No shouting match, no revenge speech, no dramatic confrontation. Just consequences. Real ones. For the first time, the woman who treated others as disposable faced accountability. When I heard what happened, I didn't feel rage. I felt relief. Because revenge isn't always loud. Sometimes the strongest revenge is refusing to let someone break you and letting the truth speak for itself. Linda tried to make me feel small, tried to erase my identity. But in the end, her own behavior destroyed her. Not me. Karma simply needed documentation. Some people believe power gives them the right to humiliate others. But respect isn't forced, and dignity isn't something anyone can take unless you hand it over. Sometimes justice doesn't come from confrontation. Sometimes it arrives quietly, patiently, ironic, and perfectly deserved. If this story gave you that satisfying feeling of justice finally being served, hit the like button and subscribe for more powerful revenge stories. And tell me in the comments, what's the most satisfying workplace karma you've ever witnessed? Because trust me, some of the best revenge stories are still waiting.